little bit about us. We're Travelicious. We're an international agency. We work with 9 other consultants. Together we have over 75 years of experience in planning trips abroad. We plan vacations with our customers in mind and all. And at Travelicious, we are aware of our customers' differing needs and are prepared to meet all of them to give our clients a vacation that they'll never forget. You'll be flying on Qantas Airlines. The airline has an amazing reputation for safety. They offer walkabout air passes. It gives you discounted rates on domestic flights, and it saved $1,000 per person in our package. And these are offered with the purchase of over-ocean flights. This is the Australian Commonwealth Coat of Arms. It was actually established 100 years ago today. It signifies Commonwealth authority and ownership. It's used by the government departments and agencies in Australia. The Australian motto is to advance Australia, and the kangaroo and emus are native Australian animals. The symbols in the shield represent the 6 states in Australia, and then the 7-pointed star represent the 6 states and 1 territory of Australia. Then all of this vegetation represents the golden wattle, which is a bright, brilliant yellow flowering tree, which is like the state or the country's symbol. Yeah. Okay.
The Australian heritage is one of the oldest heritage people groups. Their identity is based on their spirit, ingenuity, and family. They adapt incredibly well to the land, and the culture that their knowledge that they pass on is through their arts, rituals, and dance. They have over 250 languages, 400 to 500 dialects, and then they have survived with their hunting and gathering skills. This picture shows how harsh the land can be, but this is part of their art. These ladies are planting, and I'm sure there's a design in there. There is a quote by an Aborigine that says, "We cultivated our land, but in a way different from the white man. We endeavored to live with the land, they seem to live off it. I was taught to preserve, never to destroy." And that was said by Tom Distra. I couldn't say it any better, especially when you understand that their land is core to their belief system. The diversity of Australia, as you can see, is absolutely breathtaking. The colors in the side map tell you where the different areas are. The green on the north side of the country represents the tropics. The light green is subtropical. The desert in the middle is the orange, and the grasslands surround that, and the blue is temperate. And in our car trip on the 6th day allows us to experience this medley. The original arts and culture is also an oldest ongoing tradition in the world of art. And again, their heritage is kept alive because they make it a point to make sure it's passed on to their children. Their artistic style is that of forming circles, so circles around circles eventually come into their animals and landscapes that surround them. And they still work on the ground. They can also, the younger ones, choose tables to work at today. And they paint on many different medias, such as bark, paper, canvas, fiber, and glass. They also paint their bodies for ceremonies, dance and rituals, and on rocks to tell their stories. And Camille will tell you about the modern art of today. These 2 pictures are actually of the same building. They look different because it's electrical art, and they have something on it very similar to that on the Sydney Opera House as well.
Alright, so Australia is known, it has a really wide variety of beautiful art, and this is ranging from the indigenous art to the contemporary to obviously the modern. There are many different art galleries you can visit in Australia. Some of the most popular art galleries are included, they include the Art Gallery of New South Wales, the Gallery of Modern Art in Brisbane, and the biggest contemporary art gallery is actually located in Sydney, and then the Melbourne Art Gallery. And their musical and theater performances range from everything from jazz to classical music to even comedians, celebrities, and even circus acts. And Australia is huge, huge, huge on sports. The number one most attended sport is actually the AFL, which is the Australian Football League. So football is wide around the world. The AU government monitors the sports. The Australian government monitors the sports with the points of pursuit, excellence, and integrity. And they encourage their country to participate because it promotes physical and mental health. And then it also has world-class sporting events. The Melbourne Cricket Grounds, which I will talk about more in the next slide, was host to the 1956 Olympics. And of course, we all know that Sydney was host to the 2000 Olympics.
The animals is half the reason we go to Australia, right? We just love the animals, and they are very different and unique. There are marsupials. There's over 140 species of marsupials, which are pouched mammals. They carry their young, and that's how they carry their young. And the monotremes are egg-laying mammals, and the platypus has got to be the strangest looking mammal because it has the bill of a duck, the tail of a beaver, and the body of an otter. And it's just a very strange looking animal. The echidnas are also known as these spiny anteaters, and they look like porcupines, you know what we're looking at here, but much smaller. And my favorite animal of Australia is the laughing kookaburra because he laughs to mark his territory, and we'll see if we can hear it now. The volume maybe yeah.
Exciting guided tours. On day 3, you'll tour the Sydney Opera House, where you'll learn about the history of the building and the amazing performances that are held within. You'll also, on the day 8, go to the Cairns Night Zoo. And during this amazing experience, you'll be up close and personal with some of Australia's nocturnal animals, but you'll also be able to learn and sing some of their indigenous music. On day 8, you'll be taking the hot air balloon ride, where you'll get an amazing, unique perspective of the amazing beauty that Australia has to offer, and make sure you bring your cameras on that because it's a guaranteed once-in-a-lifetime experience. And then I talked about the Melbourne Cricket Grounds a little bit. On day 11, you will be able to get a guided tour of someone who is really well known with the sport. You will learn about the history, some of the rules, and maybe even be able to give it a try yourself. And then on day 11, you'll be seeing the Melbourne Sea Life Aquarium, where you have unique opportunities. And at the Melbourne Sea Life Aquarium, you actually have the chance to swim with sharks, and you can do this with or without a cage. You can go into the penguin, where you'll be actually able to sit within some of the king and emperor penguins, and you'll be able to visit the food and vet preparation areas to kind of see that. Then the Great Barrier Reef, you'll visit on day 7, which is always a must-see in Australia. The Great Barrier Reef attracts millions of people each year. It offers many exciting and varied experiences such as snorkeling, scuba diving, as well as you can see the sharks again and many of the animals. It's the world's largest coral reef system and is one of the actual 7 wonders of the natural world. It is larger than the Great Wall of China, and it is the only natural thing that can be seen from space.
Finally, we'll get you to Australia and back for just under $6,000, which averages out to be like $500 a day. And finally, finally, this presentation was prepared by Diane Glass, our travel coordinator, Camille Reagan, the events coordinator, and myself, Morgan Henderson, budget coordinator.